board games. We all know them. We all love them. Well, hopefully all of us love them. They're a staple of your typical get-together, family night, or party. But where do they come from? What kinds are there? And why are they so damn good? Well, we're going to be talking about board games today in Off Topic. And I'd like to start with a question for everyone. What's your favorite board game?
Oh, for fuck's sake, you can't do that to me, mate. I can tell you my least favorite, but my favorite? No, I don't know.
Oh, what's your least favorite?
You know, it's Uno. I hate Uno beyond all belief.
What are you talking about? Uno is like a staple of card games.
I used to love it. But after the many arguments it's caused,
all right, I'm kicking you from this call.
I would like to see Uno burn.
Someone got stuck with a couple stacked +2s and just rage quit for the rest of their lives.
8 plus 4s.
There aren't even that many +4s in the deck.
They decided to do an expansion thing. I'll occasionally play it. I just can't play it much, or else I will die.
I have never played this myself, but has anyone played DOS?
No, but I've heard about it.
Actually, I think my brother has. Wait, no, did I? I might have actually played it once because my brother got it, and I think I've played it.
Oh my god! It's like you can add cards together, right?
Okay, wait, no, I haven't played that, but I've played All Wild Uno.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Oh no!
Kill me.
Oh, Cameron, because you don't want to.
Joke, listeners. Favorite game, I guess I'd have to say maybe Warcraft CCG. Or wait, no. Sorry, I'm gonna have to look it up. But my friend introduced me to this game that's really
just say a game that you think is good if you don't want to say your favorite because you can't figure it out.
No,
Hold on. Going back to Uno for a second. Isaac and I and some friends got together the other day, and we were playing Uno, and it turned a little bit crazy.
Well, the first round went normal.
The first round was fine, and then the second round, somebody. Who was it that, I think it was you that first said, okay, the color is orange. And so you had to put down a red and a yellow card at the same time.
What?
And then if you add up those numbers, you could put down either a number card that was the equivalent of both of those two numbers added, or you could put down a yellow and a red card at the same time to play another orange card. So there was so we had orange, we had teal, we had purple, and then one of the cards was upside down for whatever reason because Isaac shuffled the deck weird. So then we had the black card, we had the white card, we had one of our friends' hands literally in the deck.
Black card, and then in retaliation, someone puts on a wild and said white. And so then the friend just slapped their hand down in the middle, and they're like, well, if I can collection of all cards, then white would be the collection of none. Or I don't even remember how it happened.
This is how Uno was meant to be played.
No, it was so much fun.
Before we had too many hands in the deck.
Yeah.
I found the game name, Command of Nature. That game's really good. I played as Pebble, the Gravel Sage.
Okay.
You know, Gravel the Pebble Sage. It's a fun game, though.
Oh my god, I heard of this board game. I think I might have mentioned it already. It's a cryptid-based board game.
I think you have. You mentioned that when we were doing the cryptid stuff.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sidetracked is also a good game.
I guess I'll go next for favorite. Would you consider a social deduction game a board game?
Yes.
Yes.
Depends on the
So not usually cards or such. Okay, now I'm gonna say Blood in the Clock Tower.
Blood in the Clock. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know what you expected.
I was expecting One Night Werewolf or Mafia.
No, Blood in the Clock Tower is better. For viewers who don't know, Blood in the Clock Tower is like if you ever heard of Mafia or Werewolf, it's just like that, but like better in every way.
And also like 2 hours long.
You have the townsfolk, the minion, the townsfolk, the demon, the minions, and the outsiders. The goal for the town is to kill the demon.
What I was. even though like, yeah, this person's good, this person's bad. No one believed me, even though that was literally my role.
There's like what I love about the game is there's so many ways to like just you literally create your own roles or just like you just throw together a bunch of existing roles into a script and just playing it and it's all cursed and horrible sometimes. But
Oh
it's great.
god, that reminds me of what the Mafia, like the huge Google document you made up for Mafia. That was
Oh
hilarious.
God.
But
No,
also, remember when we were all over at my house and Cohen, when he was Mafia, decided to kill himself?
that
The
was
doctor saved him.
can I tell the story? 'Cause
Yeah.
we were playing Mafia, and we had the
hot tub.
doctor, sheriff, Mafia, and townsfolk that just did nothing, and so it's just basic Mafia, and the first night, every single game, Cohen was the first one killed every single
I killed
time.
him a lot.
And with Mafia, because it's so simple, if you are attacked and saved by the doctor, you're kind of just confirmed, right? You're just kind of like confirmed. So Cohen, he got Mafia as his role, and because he was attacked like every single round, he bet that if he attacked himself, he would get saved by the doctor, therefore confirmed. And he did. And the doctor actually saved him. So he attacked himself and actually worked.
Wasn't the Dr. Kendall at the time, I think?
I forgot, but he proceeded
I
to
think I was
win.
the sheriff too, and I just didn't think to check him because he did that. Or maybe I did check him and no one just believed me because obviously why would he kill himself? I can't remember.
Either way,
That
it
was
was
so long
great.
ago. That was like early days of our D&D group.
But anyway,
Before we met,
one
before we
rule
had Ren in our group.
one rule I'd like to mention from Blood in the Clock Tower is the atheist, which basically removes the entire. So usually there's an evil team and a good team. The atheist role in the role description is like there is no evil team. For good to win, they must execute the storyteller, like the person running the game.
Oh.
But the problem is, if you claim atheist, no one's gonna believe you. it caused for some crazy games. Sorry, I'll stop talking about Blood in the Clock.
So as for me, favorite games, it's kind of difficult to pick one.
Yeah, you just choose the one you like.
I'm gonna have to go with the classic Catan.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
You
That one's
really
good, but it's also broken friendships and family. I like it though, but the bartering is hell.
Well, the thing is, I feel like you can't really go wrong with Catan.
Can't really.
Objection. Expansion packs make it even worse.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I
have
mean, more complicated and longer.
I have a story about this.
Oh god.
Bring it.
I have the Knights one. That's perfect.
So, Catan. I had a Catan phase when I was a young lad. And I got every single one of the Catan expansions.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
And me and my brother attempted to play them all at the same time.
Oh no.
And
How
now they're
long
like
did that
sick.
last?
Well, there are not rules written for combining more than one or two expansions at a time. So the board just ended up like longer than a table. So it took us all of 3 hours to set the game up and come up with rules for it. And then at that point we were like, you know what, we're fucking done with this, and we put the whole thing away. So we did not end up actually playing it. But it took us 3 hours to set up the game.
I want to do that now. I want to play Catan with all these.
Yeah, did you guys like save the rules ever? Like, are those still sitting around somewhere?
No, it was just kind of like mutual agreements. Like, okay, this is how we're gonna play this rule. This is how we'll make this rule work. Stuff like that. We didn't actually write them down or anything. But most of it was just common sense, kind of like trying to make sure that everything would make sense and wouldn't clash with itself. But it's unfortunate because there are like 2 or 3 different expansions. I think there are 5 expansions. I think it's 6 with the base game. There are 2 or 3 of the expansions have like night mechanics. Like warrior kind of nights, not like daytime, nighttime kind of nights.
Sure, I was gonna say.
2 or 3 of the expansions have like night mechanics. And so like they kind of clash with each other. Actually, the base game has a night mechanic too. So like it's definitely 3 or 4 of them have like night mechanics. And it does not mix well. I can tell you that right now. There was so much stuff that like just did not make sense. Like I would say probably the best way to do it would be to agree to play 1 or 2 of the expansions plus the one that increases the board size. That's how I would play it. But I don't know. It was surely one of the things of all time.
One of the things.
I feel like I remember you talking about that at some point.
Yeah.
That rings a bell.
Another game that I was thinking about when you mentioned favorite games. Have you guys heard of Here to Slay?
I have played it before. I forgot most of
My
them.
brother got it for his birthday.
Was he slaying?
He was slaying. And I don't remember way too much about it, but I remember really enjoying it, especially the art style. It's by Unstable Unicorns, who I believe did Exploding Kittens as well. I believe that's that company.
I don't know if they did that.
They did.
I think
Well,
those
they've
are
done
two
a.
separate things.
I think they might. I think you're right. I think they are 2 separate things. But they did. I'm getting the 2 of them mixed up because there are a lot of Unstable Unicorn games that are really like small and good.
Yeah.
And a lot of games by the Exploding Kittens company that are kind of whack but fun. But Here to Slay was essentially it's you have these little animal warriors, and you like they give you like special abilities and they give you extra damage, and then you like roll dice or whatever to do damage to the enemies, and you have to try to kill 3 enemies or get an entire
Get
six
points.
an entire 6 thing party or whatever. 6 class party. And I very much enjoyed it. I would be interested in playing it again if I could get my brother to let me borrow it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Here to Slay makes a little too much sense for the people who make Exploding Kittens to make.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, listen,
Zany, but,
Anarchy
still
Pancakes, Throw Burrito, Happy Salmon.
Oh my god, I fucking loved Throw Burrito. It's literally
I've
just a
not played it.
dodgeball. It's literally just dodgeball, but a card game.
Yeah, so basically, have you ever heard like the game Spoons, where you like have to get a 4 of a kind, but like it's like real time, so you're just like drawing cards from a pile, right?
Yeah.
So like someone draws cards and then discards cards. You have to have like a constant hand size. And if you like discard cards and then the next person picks up those cards and looks at them and tries to get a certain amount of cards. But anyway, you're trying to get a 3 of a kind, right? And there's like most of the, like some of them are just like potato cats or whatever. So it's just like normal cards that don't do anything, and it gets you points. But then there's like the burrito brawl or burrito duel, which if you get a 3 of a kind of those, you gotta play dodgeball
with like these stuffed burritos or like foam burritos.
Yeah, closed cell foam burritos.
I remember me and my friends. We played the game maybe once, and it devolved to just dodgeball. There was no card game involved. We were just running around the house throwing burritos at each other. It was great
That's
fun.
how it almost always worked. We had it at our church as like a game we could theoretically play. I don't think it ever got played. We had to like end up hiding the burritos because that's all anyone used.
My last experience playing the game was at a Christmas party
Oh
where
no.
um with Caden was there, right? He
Yeah.
brought us a throw burrito, and there was multiple people who may have been slightly drunk,
Oh.
so it was very entertaining.
Gosh.
Especially getting burrito duel and picking.
I have a picture in my head of like getting burrito duel and somebody who's drunk just like like diving across the table and like flailing their arm around on the table trying to grab a burrito while the other person picks up a burrito and just nails them in the back of the head.
It's so goofy. So, I guess Isaac, what's your favorite board game?
Clank. Easily, hands down, without a doubt. It's a deck building game. My brother introduced me to Clank, but it's like a sequel version, Clank in Space. But long story short, Clank is a game where you build a deck to go into a dragon's lair and steal some gold and escape. And the goal is to like get the most treasure and not die. And
Do you,
something about like deck building games is just really fun for me.
do you have to build the
And the
deck
whole concept of equation.
beforehand, or do you
No, it's during
make
as
it
you
as you
go.
go?
So like you start off, you have a preset like deck of 10. If you've ever played Dominion, it's got similar mechanics to Dominion. Where you start off with your preset deck, and then as you go, the deck will allow you to move, to get some new cards to buy and put in your deck, and to like build up Clank, which is like this resource that you don't want to get because the more Clank you build up, the more chance you have of getting hurt. And it's like these little cubes that will go into a bag that will get drawn from whenever the dragon attacks. That's how you take damage. So the more noise you make, the more damage you take. I can talk about this game for a really long time, but deck building games are like top notch. It's made, I think it's Dire Wolf is like the company that made it. They also made a game for Dune, which has similar deck building mechanics, but that's more of a, like a worker placement than a movement game. Which is probably my second favorite game of all time. But
I
Sounds
Yeah.
haven't played
a bit
many.
like Command of Nature.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I haven't played many deck building games. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of them because I played Balatro. But
You were addicted to Balatro for like a week
I'm
and a
not
half.
addicted. I haven't played it that much actually.
You're not addicted to it anymore, but you definitely were for the first
Dark
couple of weeks
Queen?
that you had
I,
it.
I do one physical like actual card game that I play. Have you it's called Star Realms. You start with like a set deck, which is pretty boring, but then you can like buy them from a shop. You like each card gives you either gold or attack, and you can choose to use it. It's pretty fun.
I feel like I've heard of that one. Or
It's
like
just like
seen it
it's
on
just like a
shelves.
deck of cards. And there's like 4 different kinds of spaceships you can use. Like there's the trading ones, the blue ones, and then the yellow ones are like the army. Actually, I think the red ones are like the big damage ones. Then the green ones are just weird.
Yes, I have definitely seen this. I've spent a lot of time in like board game shops, and this is on lots of like shelves there.
Yeah. They're oh my god. So what's everyone's opinions on Magic the Gathering?
Oh no.
You know I play it.
Oh, you play
You
Magic
know
the
I've
Gathering.
also, dude, I have several decks. Also, Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff is
Boo,
coming out.
Magic player, ew. No, I'm playing with you. I don't
I'm
have
going to
anything
murder
against
you.
I don't have
I don't have anything against
Magic.
Magic the Gathering players, but why do you spend so much money on cards?
I actually don't. I only like get cards from drafts, really.
I don't know what a draft is.
It's when basically there's these, packs of cards like how Pokemon has like card packs. Same thing for
Oh.
Magic the Gathering. Except it's a big like little tournament. The winner gets extra prizes, but you get to keep all the cards you draw. It's fun. But
But
yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender Magic the Gathering is coming out November 21st.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
stoked
there's like
for
so
that.
many different cards for that. Like,
so I
Like,
have
there's
two
a lot of
things.
when they do collabs, it's amazing.
I have two things to
Deduction.
say about TCGs. First things off, Pokemon.
Craft TCG.
Uh,
Everyone
Can't-
knows that. We're all
can't
addicted to that.
yeah, can't go wrong with the Pokemon TCG. I literally have my Pokemon right here. They're in my closet right next to me.
They're not at me with college, but I have a ton at home.
Yeah, I've got like
I still have the Battle Academy you gifted me 1 year for my birthday.
yeah, I've got a couple hundred, and by a couple hundred I mean like probably 700 to 800.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
I thought I was
Pokemon
that. No, I
Yeah.
only have like 200 maybe at most of Pokemon cards. Actually,
No,
Pokemon
yeah,
cards,
I
whatever.
I
I
fucking
definitely have almost of those.
I fucking love Pokemon. I need to get more card sleeves, like the card sleeve sheets, because I have a Pokédex binder, and I have all of the Pokemon that I have in there that I can fit in there without like the extra sheets, in their Pokédex orders.
Binder?
Yeah, and
my
they're in
God.
Pokédex
That's
Oh,
order.
that's-
awesome.
dick.
Yeah, so I literally just have a Pokédex, and it's great fun.
I feel like I should get you to play Coppelmon with me. I think you might like that.
Yeah, I was considering doing that last night, asking you if you wanted to do that instead of whatever I ended up doing.
You should have. I would have loved to.
Yeah, we should do that sometime. But the other TCG,
Now, would we want to do Coppelmon? Sorry.
the new thing that came out that none of you guys are going to be at all interested in is V Card, which is VTuber trading cards.
Oh no! That's really funny.
Oh
It
God!
no, but the art on all of them is
It's gonna
so
be like the
pretty.
Gardevoir cards all over again.
But the art on all of them is so pretty, and it's got like a bunch of my favorite VTubers participated in the first
That's fair.
gen for it, and I want it so bad, but it's like $100 for a box of
God.
them, for a box of packs.
You don't want to know how much. I
Which
spent
I'm
on
still
Hurry Up
considering
for TCG
spending
cards in
anyway.
total.
No! No!
Wait, no, 350. I've spent about like 350 when it comes to Hermitcraft and MCC TCGs because those are limited drop, and I really like the creators.
Yeah.
Spirit's an amazing company for that, but yeah, I've gotten some signed cards from the Hermitcraft
Oh my
stuff, which is
God.
crazy. I hope we can sign it.
I actually, now that I think of, a while ago, I wrote down in a huge, not that big. I didn't really ever do anything with it, but I had an idea to make a TCG actually.
Ooh.
So
Oof.
remember
Yeah.
remember Can in a Can? Does anyone remember me saying that?
Yes.
Yes,
I have
gonna make a game.
I have a Google Doc of cans. And like each can has a different ability. And the currency of the game are CCCs, can in a can in a cans.
Oh no.
And I want to. Do I still have it?
I hope so.
Please. Please.
While he's looking
What
for
would you
that,
have done?
Isaac, do you remember
Yes.
in middle school somebody created
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where this is going, but I do remember. Yes.
Yeah. Somebody made like like a homemade TCG for like everybody that was in our classes.
Yes.
Do you remember
Oh my
that?
gosh. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that later. But oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. That was like, we never ended up actually playing it. There were no legitimate rules for it. It just like, but somebody made cards
We were
for
just making anything back then.
we really
Just
were.
throwing crap.
But I
No.
remember
We did
the
like full laid out board games, TTRPGs. Like we had wild times.
we did. We
I
were
think I'm finding-
creative middle schoolers.
Dude,
Guys,
study hall went crazy.
I can't
Study hall
find
did
it.
go crazy. No, you can't find it. No, we need it.
But study halls did go crazy. I remember making escape rooms. That was a great time.
Ooh,
And then torturing my
had-
friends with them.
we had fully built out like role play games. We had, I think there was one point I was trying to build like a with Clash of Clans. Yeah, that's like the base defense thing. I was trying to build like a Clash of Clans that we could just play on our notebooks with like
Yeah.
a World War II theme for some reason. I don't know if I
remember-
went back, I could probably still find those notebooks.
I know. I would love to find some of my old notebooks. I probably will never find them again. But like the notes for the Wings of Fire RPG TTRPG that I made,
Dude.
like I spent
Wait,
like
what?
I've spent hours working on that. Yeah, me and my brother played it like obsessively. It had a full rule set written out and everything. It had like different, not classes, but it had like all of the different species up through the first 2 arcs. And it was like
you don't have that. You
it
will
was-
send me a new version of it.
it was fully thought out. It was an entire thing, and we would play that obsessively.
Motherfucker,
I had one that
If you don't have
I
that
have a
anymore,
version I played
we're
with my
going to
family too, it's crazy.
remake that and update it and send it to me because I want that shit.
I actually do want to
Well, the
rebuild
published
it,
version gonna be in the
reconstruct that
links below?
specific thing, because nothing like that really exists. And I am getting back into the Wings of Fire stuff. And I think it would be so much fun to have. It was such a fun TTRPG. Like I remember doing the Jade Academy arc, but like with our own characters and like homemade arcs and like coming up with like prophecies and stuff for doing like
Bro, this
side
sounds like
arcs.
the Avatar TTRPG, but just as cool, but a different series. God.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I
Oh, God,
found
you said
those.
the
I
Mafia
found those
stuff.
mafia rolls.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh God, they keep going.
Valorant Mafia rolls, no!
I forgot you made Valorant one. Oh God.
Not, honestly, I do not. I do not. Oh, I found the big doc. I found the big doc. I found the big doc. This is the big one. This is the big one.
The big boy.
It is 7 pages of mafia rolls.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Either
That's
way,
crazy.
I will never be creating more mafia rolls because they're gonna be blood in the clock tower.
Happens.
But either way, that's there's a lot of those. Oh God, why did we... It was me and Cohen, I think,
Probably.
because some of these
And a
docs
little
are
bit of
not
me.
owned by me; they're probably owned by Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Anyway, oh no, so unbalanced.
It was fun though, using those.
Yeah, okay,
Our house-
Mafia was fun. I'm sorry, that's impossible.
It can't be
I
fun. It has to
enjoyed
be as complex
be
as
fun.
possible.
It must be so unbearably confusing that no one could ever play it ever unless they spent a year studying it.
I studied the blade.
I have played a version of Mafia. I played multiple versions of Mafia. There's like tons that I do with friends. But there's this one friend group that I have that they call it Advanced Mafia.
Oh
And
no.
the whole point behind it is that it is like basically a sandbox during the game. It's all digital, so you have like it's through Discord and you have multiple channels. And the basic premise is first off, you can create alliance chats, which means at any point you can just create a new chat with whoever you want and say, hey, we're gonna be a team, quote unquote. And then like you don't know what's going on, so you don't know what roles are in play, you don't know what certain roles do. There's lots of random things that'll happen. You can kill even if you're not Mafia by like saying, "Hey GM, what would it take to buy a gun?" Or "Hey GM, what if I got like bought a bomb with like a dead switch?"
I really
Um,
like that. I really like this.
it's a very, very intricate game, and at this point, we've played with like 40 people, and the
Is it
GMs freaking die because
is it like a game that's actually called like is it a game that like a board game, like an
it is
official board
it is
game or
completely homebrewed. They
okay.
have
Can
like
you
bots and
send
stuff that
me some
help
of
run
those
it.
files? Or whatever you use to run
I
it
can
or
I can
rules?
see.
Or is it all like kind of
It's
like
a very
improvised?
it's largely improvised, but I think at this point they have a giant database for
So
how
it's
they do it. I don't know.
huh.
I've never run it. I've only played, and let me tell you, those 5 days that it takes, because like each day is an actual day,
Oh,
and
okay. That's crazy.
the days feel so long that you will play this game. It'll be done in 5 days, and you'll be like, "What the heck was that?" I feel like a year just passed. Because it's just so high energy. Everyone's like very heated. Everyone starts getting in their own like goals of what they're wanting to do. Like you don't necessarily have to win by killing the mafia. You could win by being your team to last last alive, or like having an objective. One time, someone tried to summon Cthulhu as their win
Oh
condition.
God.
So everyone starts with like complete. No one knows the rules of the game.
The ideal way to play it is no one knows the rules.
Okay,
Our
no one
group got
knows
like
what
it
rules
was
are
a
in play.
larger group playing it. Our group
I
had one round that we played without doing it.
I really like that. I might steal that idea.
I actually inspired me to run my own version.
Bro,
We had like a
maybe.
smaller mafia group where no one knew anything. I called it Clueless Mafia, and I had like a certain set of roles that I handed out to people, and then people were told, "Hey, if you want to play, message me in the DMs." So then they messaged me in the DMs. They had no clue who was playing. There was a bunch of people in the server. Spectators and players were given the same role, and then they had to just tell me who they were targeting each night. The only rule they knew was that they couldn't target themselves because I didn't want to deal with the. I didn't want to have to figure that out with like Mafia and everything. But that one lasted like 2 weeks because everyone was just like driving me insane with not understanding how to play the game and being. It was wild. Great time. I had a whole notebook where I was dropping all my thoughts and like stuff to keep things straight. Mafia is such a delightful game because you can manipulate it so much and it's so
Yeah,
easy to
you can
homebrew.
change it so much.
Hmm.
There's something so much fun about making it your own.
Clueless that reminds me of a certain way of playing Blood in the Clock Tower, which is called Oops All Amnesiacs, where you start where you tell people what team they're on, like what kind of role they are, but you don't tell them what their role is. And each day, everyone can go up to you, or go up to the storyteller, and ask a question about their role, and you give them a warm, cold, lukewarm, and everyone has to figure out
Lukewarm,
what their
Luke
role is.
cold.
Luke Cold. And everyone has to
Luke Cold.
figure out what their role is. Like even the evil players. It's incredibly stupid. But it works somehow.
So, Monopoly. Am I right?
Ah!
My family hates it. I kind of
Hey.
enjoy it, actually.
The friendship killer.
Be gone!
Yes,
Demon!
essentially.
I
I
always
don't
love
know.
thinking
Well,
about how
probably all just
Monopoly was
went like
made.
dead silent.
I'm allergic to Monopoly.
I don't know. Monopoly's not that bad. It just takes a while sometimes.
I actually know a fun fact, the funnest fact.
The
Did you know-
funnest fact?
Yeah, so basically, Monopoly was actually a copy of the Landlords game. If you look up the Landlords game, it came out before Monopoly.
I
And then
did know that actually.
someone made Monopoly, which was like really, really similar. Like it was pretty similar. And then
Yeah,
one of
software.
them succeeded, the other one kind of.
Well, the thing about Monopoly is that it was originally created to like show why capitalism was bad. And it's like, see, when someone
that-
has the money and controls the
and it
power,
broke
it's
up
not fun
families
for everyone
and
else. And instead, everyone was like, wow, it's really fun to get all the power and control everything. And so it just backfired as like almost more capitalist propaganda than like capitalist anti-propaganda. But then it's really funny when people who don't know start complaining about how the game works. So it's like, great job, you understand what the point is. Now, give me your money because you're losing. Get wrecked. Boom.
So, if we don't have anything else to talk about, I have a couple of board games that I just did a little bit of research on that we could talk about.
I do have something to talk about, but you can.
Well, what I was going to talk about is going to take a while, so unless your stuff is like philosophical, I would say probably do yours first.
I was wondering if
The
anyone's
philosophy
played,
of board games.
has anyone played a mecha game before?
A mega
Define.
game?
It's I don't. Okay, so basically, at here at the location, I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't. Anyway, so it's basically a gigantic board game. You have a table in the middle of a room, and a table with a giant map of whatever world you're playing in. Like in the case, the one I'm playing is it's like a fantasy world. I don't want to name it because I don't think it exists anywhere else.
Name it.
Fair enough.
And basically there'll be tables. There's tables, and each like around the table in the middle, like the giant map, and around there's each table represents a country, and you like sign up to be part of one of the countries or like things, right? Well, not all of them. So like there's a table for like the Church of the World, right? And then there's a table for like the Mages Guild, and then there's like other like then there's like the countries, right? And basically it's just like they start the game, you go for like 10 hours straight, or not 10 hours, like 6 hours straight, and it's all about like making deals with other countries and trying to survive like some horrible event usually. It's great. It's a great
That sounds
time.
like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen similar games of that style that just look like delightful.
Yeah, it's not like a board game, but it's like an event that needs to be played.
Yeah.
And then
Speaking of
and then you
games that take a while, I discovered something when I was doing research called the Campaign for North Africa. The Desert War,
What?
1940
Oh,
through
no.
43.
No.
It's a board game. Has been called the longest board game ever produced, with estimates that a full game would take about 1,500 hours to complete.
I've heard of this.
Would take.
I think this is the one I've heard of.
Has no one ever completed it?
Theoretically, no. So this game is, what is it? 100 things, 100 turns, I think. Let me see where I had found that. It was somewhere. Anyway, 100 turns, but the turn breakdown, the complete campaign game takes 100 turns, each turn representing 1 week of game time. The game is less about combat and more about managing logistics, supply lines, and sanity.
Sanity?
A game that long, I imagine you're gonna have to watch Sanity.
So, player or team must make unit organization charts for every one of the hundreds of counters on their side. So there are literally hundreds of units that you're managing at the same time. I think the game said it comes with 1,800 counters. So there's a lot. And then each turn has, let me count these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 steps.
Steps?
40
Per
steps.
turn?
Per turn, per person.
Jesus Christ.
And
many
there are
players?
100 turns, and there are hundreds of different units that you can do these different steps for.
What's the player count?
I think it's just 2 people or 2 teams.
Let's be real, you're not getting more than 2 people to play this game ever.
It's
You're lucky
literally
if you
just
find that many.
Risk at a massive scale.
Oh god. Well, I think
I've heard
the
of that
only
one.
valid extension to the game is to make it 5-dimensional with multiversal time travel.
Yeah. Yeah, although nominally a 2-player game, the rules recommend 10 players divided into 2 teams of 5 people. So that way you can break up what you're doing during the turn so that it's not one person doing 40 actions for each
Dear God.
unit.
I would die if I had to do 40 actions.
The map
Wait,
board
Man,
for
it's just like a
each
full-time
unit.
job.
Yeah, well, so some of the things are like begin air missions, are fight air-to-air combat, fire flak, or carry out mission, return to base in airplane unit. Or movement is move units, tracking fuel expenditure, and breakdown points via weather, enemy reactions, and move more units. So, like, those things are, or like the combat system, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stages per unit. Those take like are per unit that you're using. But a lot of the other stuff is not as like specific per unit.
Oh my god.
But where was that thing that said this has 100% realism rate?
Oh, no.
it got rated for like where's that? The rules are clearly and entertainingly written. There are copious notes, and the basic system does not have to be properly playtested. Nevertheless, it called the game a mind-bogglingly slow job. No doubt the first 10 turns are the hardest. He concluded by giving CNA a very poor excitement grade of only 15%, but a realism grade of 100%. So it's not designed to be entertaining. It's designed to be realistic.
Oh god.
Hence its complexity.
The worst board game.
But honestly, I'm just like, I kind of want to try it, but at the same time, I'm like, please don't. Also, the map board alone is 9.5 feet long.
Honestly, that feels small.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Although, to
See,
be
when
fair,
I
if
made-
it's a square, 9.5 feet by 9.5 feet is pretty fucking big. Like, that's
Right,
100
but like
feet.
for a game that takes 1,500 hours, I expect to be playing this in a full like room, like at least 20 feet wide. You know.
Don't go into the what is the game called? The room.
The campaign for North America room. Honestly. Yeah. So that came up when I was looking for weirdest board games ever.
I had a
And-
thought, but I forgot what that thought was.
Appropriate result.
Yeah. Well, the other things that I got from the AI overview, which in this case I would say are pretty safe to use, since it's just looking for, well, it's just looking for names of things.
I guess.
Busen Memo. It's a memory game using pictures of breasts. So you have to match the left and right boobs of a female specimen.
No, no,
No.
This is uncomfy.
I don't like it either. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Fucking mushroom eaters, a game simulating psychedelic experiences.
What?
Okay, would you guys consider the what is it called? You know the Bean Boozled, a board game.
Bean Boozled. Yeah, I do know what that is. That's like with the jelly beans, right?
Yeah, you like spin a wheel, you get a jelly bean, and then 2 people have to eat the same colored jelly bean, and then like the jelly bean might suck
I
actually.
don't know if I would consider that a game.
It's definitely a
Like a board game.
I don't know if I'd call it
Like
a
a
board
game,
game,
yes,
but it's
but-
definitely a game.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last thing that I got from the AI overview is a game called Millennium Blades, which actually sounds interesting. It's a metagame where players play people playing a card game.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Ooh, wait.
How do you do that? Do you just play a card game?
I don't know. Let me.
Wouldn't that just be
Millennium
playing a card game?
Blades.
Oh
No,
my
'cause there's
god, I just
probably
thought
like
of a game that I really want to talk about now.
Board game
Betrayal
about a
at the
group.
House on the Hill.
oh
It's a board game about a group of friends who play a fictional collectible card game, also called Millennium Blades.
Hmm.
I'm not finding a ton of information about it. Description.
come on.
That's just pictures.
So, have you guys ever? Who here has played Betrayal at the House on the Hill?
I think I have, but I sometimes get it mixed up with there's another one that's similar, and I can't remember which one I played. Or if I played both, I might have.
It's the one where you're wandering through a house, and at the start of the game
Well,
it's
that's
pretty
what the other
chill.
one is too.
Oh shit! You're wandering through a
I'm
house.
90%
It's
sure
pretty
it's two.
chill, but and then like every time you enter a room, you have to stop and like do an event possibly. But like then like occasionally you'll find like an omen, right? Which are like pretty good items, but you have to roll, and if you like roll above a certain number, it starts like the ghost thing or something like I forgot what it's called. It's like
Is it one that has like a? Is there a phone app that goes along with it that helps you run the game?
no.
Then I
Anyway,
might be thinking of that one.
and then depending on what omen you get and what room you're in, there's a gigantic list of possible scenarios that can occur where one 0 to all but one players are traitors, and you have to like do a certain objective like escape the house or stop said monster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a really, it's like there's a lot of things, like it's like endless replayability because you're probably never going to see the same thing ever again because there's like 30 different things that can happen. There's like a lot of tokens, there's a lot of different things that you can use. But anyway, I used to love the game a lot, but I do not like it that much anymore because it's really unbalanced.
I'm pretty sure I played this, but Mansions of Madness is the other one I mix it up with all the time because my brother has both, and they have similar aesthetics. But we played it, I think, twice. One of them, and I remember it was mad unbalanced because suddenly one person just has to beat everyone else, and they either had the most like broken setup and could just
Yeah.
like wipe the floor, or they were like just immediately ganged up on and done, and it was
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
Imagine dying, L.
Well, you don't necessarily die. You just get consumed by the madness.
Imagine dying, L.
Oh, however many number of people have
Like
died
a
in the history of the
queen.
world. Imagine dying.
L.
L. Sorry, I forgot the letter. L.
Forgot the letter L.
I
L.
forgot the letter L. Oh my gosh. I just remembered what it was called. Castle Panic. Isaac, you remember Castle Panic?
Yes. Oh, I love Castle Panic. I still play it. Foreign exchange students love it.
Yeah. Great game. I'm trying to
Castle
remember
Panic.
literally anything about it.
I can
That's
take the
a
floor
board.
if you want.
I'd say, yeah, go ahead, Isaac, take it away.
So Castle Panic is essentially it's a cooperative team game, with like a solo objective. So there's a way to win, but the main objective is to just survive. Because it's, as with many cooperative games, incredibly hard to actually win, since you're all working together. They got to make it a bit challenging. So
Yeah.
basically, how it works is there are six. It's like a circle split into 6 arcs. So it's sort of like a hexagon. It's just shaped like a circle, and 3 colors. So there are like 2 big arcs of the colors, and then each color is split into 2 arcs. and then there's like different rings. And at the center of all these rings is your castle, which are these like little stand-up pieces. It's like a wall and 6 towers. And then the gameplay works by there's these tokens in a bag that you can draw out. Well, the bag comes with an expansion, but like I always use the bag even if I'm not using the expansion because it's just better.
Yeah.
There are these like triangular monster tokens that you draw out and then place based on dice roll, and then each round they just move in. And it's literally just a tower defense game in a board game
That's
that you like play cards from your hand to attack these monsters and they go down in health. It's so much fun. Like I remember you found it in like middle school, right?
Yeah, late middle school, something like
during
that.
study hall. And then I went and got the game for myself because I loved it so much. Found out that we actually played like half the rules wrong.
Nice.
Yeah, as long as we had fun, that's the point. Rules are for losers.
It was a great time. Real. No,
No,
like, honestly,
don't say that.
the
People are gonna go to
instructions
jail.
say-
Say that.
Oh yeah,
the
no rules are
instructions- yeah, I love it.
rules to board games are for
So-
losers.
Facts.
Rules are cool. Stay in
But-
school. Don't do drugs. I don't know.
Bigger facts. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, Castle Panic. The expansions are also like delightful, and they have rules for how to combine them so that you can like actually put all of the expansions into one game. Will drive you mad though, because fighting off the demon lord and the dragon at the same time, like I don't,
Yeah.
just painful.
So,
But that was such a good game.
well,
I remember the expansion that has the Demon Lord very explicitly because it's literally just an entire boss fight. Like it's incredible.
Mhm.
It's very well designed. It's not balanced when
The design for
you're
all of them
fighting
is
so
insane.
many other enemies at the same time, especially the one that adds like the whole bunch of mini bosses. As you just said, it's not fun to fight the dragon and the demon lord at the same time. But I like he has like multiple phases to his fight and stuff, and like multiple
That's crazy.
abilities. It's a whole thing. There's like a thing where it's like
It's a really
he has like heralds that herald him in. So like you have 3 heralds that spawn randomly that you draw from the bag before you put him down. So like you're waiting with anticipation as these heralds spawn and you kill them. And then he spawns in and he has like 8 or 16 health or something like that. And like you flip when you get to him to half health, his token flips over. And it has like him more like damaged, and he has like a second phase to his fight and stuff where he gets like
So
stronger. It's a whole thing. It's
crazy.
great fun.
they really did make a tower defense game in a board game, and it like it's pretty much straight out of a video game. It's so cool.
Is there any board game that's like inspired by a video game? Because usually it's the opposite way around, I feel.
Yes, but not
Um,
very good ones. Not often.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like
that's the
reskins
problem,
of
it's not really-
existing. I actually no, that's a movie, not a video game. I was thinking, there's an Aliens game. It's pretty good board game.
There's
I know-
several.
Dune Imperium is based off the Dune films, and that's really good. Actually, there's a lot of Dune board games.
The,
that are
the
really
film ones aren't bad, but like the video games.
I don't
Yeah.
know anything about it, but I was interested to find out because I kind of have an obsession with the Doom games, that there's a Doom adaptation into video games. But from what I've seen, it's not very good.
Oh my god, I just remembered a game I used to play. Like it's like one of those single player board games, right? Like
Mhm.
oh, actually, we could talk about single player board games, but I think we're
I
running out
have
of
stuff
time.
pulled up about it. Yeah.
Anyway,
We're definitely running out of time. It's been
I
over
don't
an hour.
know how the game was played because I don't think I followed any of the rules as a kid, but it was just like an Angry Birds board game where you had like an actual just a slingshot.
What?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
no, I
uh-oh.
remember that with
Little
I
bird
don't
I
thing.
have that one, I think. I have
I-
that one.
with like the little like Jenga bricks that you set up and you put the
Yeah,
little plastic
yeah.
pigs on them, and you had a little slingshot that was like a catapult thing, and there were like
Exactly.
the
Uh-huh.
glass bricks and stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that for Christmas one
Yeah.
year at my nana's house, and I remember setting it up and playing it there.
That sounds dope.
But I don't know how much time how long have we been going?
55
We've been going a
minutes.
while.
So we could be wrapping it up now, or we could talk briefly about single player board games. We could do
Yeah.
whichever.
Have you guys ever played like Tip Over or Solitaire or those like sliding puzzle
I play
games?
solitaire regularly. Don't tell my
Um,
professors I play solitaire a lot in their classes. It helps me focus, okay?
When I think single player board games, I actually think
The fuck
Castle
does it help you
Panic.
focus?
Castle Panic?
I do think Castle Panic, because while it is cooperative, they do have like specific rules for a single player mode.
They have so many rules. Like you can do single player, you can have one player playing against everyone else as the like overlord sending the monsters. They had a lot of like flex rules.
Yeah. But I did do research into single player board games, and I discovered something called Mage Knight. It's a miniatures war game using collectible figures, so kind of like similar to 40K, but not exactly. Combining roleplay and wargaming elements with aspects of collectible card games.
How do you do roleplay as a player game?
Well,
Anyway,
it's oh, that's what it was originally. Mage Knight board game is a cooperative board game. Yeah, cooperative board game. Let me see. It's essentially it can be played with multiple players as with most single player board games. But is more designed for a single player. And it kind of is like hold on, let me see if I can find the thing that I had pulled up about it. Mage Knight combines deck building, role playing, and strategy. Players take on the role of a powerful major villain exploring and conquering the Atlantean Empire. You choose a hero or a villain, you build an army and fill a deck with spells and actions, explore caves, dungeons, and cities, fight monsters, and uncover artifacts, gain fame and experience to improve your character, and use power to influence units to join your ranks. Can be played competitively or cooperatively, includes solo rules, includes a day-night cycle, and includes a magic system. This is the game that at the very beginning I was like, this can take up to 4 hours to play, which is kind of ridiculous.
The first thing I think of when I think of like first one player games is Solitaire and Tip Over. It's just like a puzzle game. You like look at a card, you can like set it up. It's like strictly one player though. You can't really have a two player. It's just like a puzzle game where you like tip over a bunch of crates, then you have to get to an ending thing by tipping them over.
Mm-hmm.
I like knocking things down. That sounds fun.
It does sound fun. Well, we should probably end it here.
Yeah, this feels like a good spot to wrap up.
I gotta use the bathroom, so yeah.
Who shall be cursed with the host in the next one?
Not I. I can't promise when I'll be back. So
Well,
I think.
Red.
Yep, that's what I thought. All right. Time to do the outro. I am so bad at these outros because I'm used to doing outros for my videos and my streams.
Same channel, you can do that.
Thank you everyone for taking time to watch this, to listen, not watch. You don't get to watch us, but we get to watch you. We're
I mean,
watching
technically,
you.
if it's on YouTube, they do watch it, so to speak.
We're always
in
watching.
your walls.
We're in your walls, yes.
I'm
always watching.
We
I'm
got
watching you,
distracted
Mike
immediately.
Wazowski. Always watching. I feel like we didn't get super distracted.
Yeah,
Right
this
now,
is
we
pretty-
just did.
This is pretty grounded.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of hyper focused on a couple things.
we really did.
Bravo.
We will be back.
That's so off. That's
We will
so
be back.
off topic for off topic to not be off topic.
You're so right, bestie.
I know I am. I slay.
We will be back theoretically next week, if not probably the week after that. But hopefully we'll be back next week with a fancy new topic for us to be off of.
That's just a theory. A game theory.
That's just a theory. An off-topic theory.
Podcast theory.
A podcast theory.
Podcast here.
Oh, we're gonna get copy striked.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So thank you again. Save this podcast for later if you want to see more of these. Or if you're very interested, we have literally 32 other episodes. Go check those out. Or at least as of time of release. Well, actually, yeah, 32 other episodes. This will be episode 33. We have literally a year and a half of other I can English, I swear. I don't remember what I was saying. No, I cannot. But I think that's all we've got for now. We talked about board games, we talked about card games, and next week we will talk about paradoxes.
Whoa.